Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be on the floor. I have one toy, squishy ball. If you don't have a squishy ball, you can use like a throw pillow from your couch or something like that. What we're going to do, it's just something to help us focus on our midline. All right, so we're going to start down on the floor on our backs. We're going to be doing roll ups and roll downs in two different directions. Sounds strange, but it's going to happen. All right, so we're going to come all the way down to the floor. And before we do anything, we want to have the head pressed into the floor, our shoulder blades pressed into the floor. We're stitching our ribs together and tucking them down. So what we want to try to feel is the back of our ribs pressed into the floor with a neutral pelvis. So our tailbone is down, but there's space between our waistband. So we're going to be articulating through our spine. So in this first bit, imagine that you have Play-Doh or some sort of dough underneath you, and you want to press each vertebra into that dough, all right? And we want to make an imprint of it. So that is called imprinting. So we're going to take that ball, put it between our knees, feet are flat on the floor, and we're going to think about the ball of the foot under the big toe on both feet. All right, so we're squeezing that ball, and here's where we're going to imprint our spine. So we're going to lift our pubic bone up towards our rib cage. So now my tailbone is up, my waistband is down. I'm keep squeezing the ball. Okay. Now I'm going to scoop and come up to my rib cage. And then I'm going to come up to my shoulder blades. Now, thing is, a lot of times people, when they're here, they let the ribs pop up. I don't know if you could tell, but my ribs have just popped up and my back is not supported. So I'm going to tuck my ribs down, and it's still tucked down like a shirt into a waistband. So now we're going to stitch the ribs and bring them down. My chest stays open. Then I'm going to roll to my waistband. I'm still squeezing, and then I'm going to go back to neutral pelvis. All right, so we're going to do that in one long exhale. So we're going to squeeze the ball. Inhale here. Tilt your pelvis. Waistband is down. Come up to your rib cage, up to your shoulder blades. Ribs are staying tucked down. Keep squeezing that ball. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the ribs down. Then your waistband, then your sacrum, then your tailbone. So you're getting a nice spine stretch even as you're working really hard in your abs. The big thing is we don't want this to overreact or to spasm. That's another reason why we have the ball between our knees. It sort of helps to release your hamstrings. We want our main mover and shaker to be our abdominals, especially right above our pubic bone, between our pubic bone and our belly button. So I'm going to try to get my arms out of the way. Inhale here. Exhale, pubic bone towards the rib cage, and then roll up to your rib cage, and then roll up to your shoulder blades, keeping the ribs tucked down. Inhale here. Keep squeezing the ball. We're going to roll on down, ribs down, waistband, sacrum, and tailbone. So far, we've been doing stuff with both legs working at the same time. Now, I'm going to take the ball out and put it off to the side. And imagine the ball is there, or the couch cushion, or whatever you're using, okay? Because we're going to be doing some stuff with our hips up. So it's using our core, but it's very much a whole body thing. So same thing, legs are squeezing towards your midline. Inhale here, pubic bone up towards your rib cage, then roll to your rib cage and up to your shoulder blades. Keep the ribs tucked down. Okay, so I have, you can have your hands down. I do recommend if they are down, your palms are up. That way you're not gripping the floor and using your hands. Or if you can, I'm just gonna, because my ribs aren't going anywhere, I'm gonna keep my hands on my ribs. We're gonna lift one leg up into a tabletop and plant it, and the other leg up into tabletop. Now, thing is, when you have one leg up, your other hip may want to drop down, but we want to keep our hips neutral and back down. So maybe even putting your hands right by your hips so you can tell if your hips are moving. because we want to be very deliberate about this. We want to be very mindful of what we're doing. Keep the ribs tucked down. Chest is open. And last time, up and back down. Hold it here. Inhale, exhale, bring it down. Now, when you go down, a lot of times the shoulders want to come forward, but we want to keep this open. All right. So this time, instead of just lifting one leg up, I'm going to add on to that because of course I am. So we're going to squeeze our legs towards our midline. Ribs are tucked. Exhale, tilt your pelvis so your waistband is down. Roll up to your rib cage. Roll up to your shoulder blades. Ribs are still tucked down. We're going to bring that first leg into tabletop. Keep it up. We're going to extend the leg in. Extend the leg in. Now this is where, again, the hip may want to go down. Notice my leg is not high. It's just parallel. When it's extended, my knees are parallel. 3 more like that. Keep the ribs stitched. 2, navels to the spine. Last time. Bring that foot down. Hold it here. Inhale. Bring the ribs down. Waistband, sacrum, and tailbone. So now that we've gotten this far, we're going to do the other side, but I'd like you to think about both sides of your spine coming down and up at the same time. So we're not rocking our hips from one side to the other or bringing one shoulder down or one side of your ribs down and then the other. We want to try to be like your spine and the muscles that are right along your spine are a runway. Okay, so we want to try to get everything touching down at the same time. Okay, so again, your feet are planted, your legs are squeezing towards your midline. Inhale here. Exhale, scoop pubic bone up towards your rib cage, then roll up to your ribs, then roll up to your shoulder blades. Okay, this is not really doing anything. Hands can be here. We're going to bring the leg up and extend. So this is your second leg, up to tabletop, and then extend. Pretty much my knee ends up right next to my other knee. Up and extend. Keep the ribs tucked because your bones are going to want to do something because this is going to get hard. We got 2 more. And last time, keep the ribs stitched. Bend the leg. Bring it down. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your ribs down. Chest is open. Waistband down. Sacrum and tailbone. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a stretch before we move on. So you can bring one leg up, straighten it out as much as possible. So if that's here, that's fine. We're stretching out our hamstring because we just worked it pretty hard. So you can hold behind your thigh, or if you can, come up, straighten out your legs. If you can reach higher, that's fine. You don't have to touch your toe, but if you can, that's absolutely fine. What we want is a straight leg, and I'm feeling a super nice stretch, not only in my thigh, but behind my knee and into my calf. And then bring it on down. And other leg. Straighten it out. Oh. Whew. And I'm going to hold on. You can hold it on again behind your thigh. Soften your knee if you need to, especially if it's sharp. If you have like a pain, you want to have a soft knee, but if you can, straighten it out. Now, thing is, your knee is very sneaky because you think, ooh, my leg is straight, but it may be here, that softening of the leg. We want to try to get that as straight as possible. Again, if you can touch your foot, that's fine, but not necessary. Okay, bring it on down. So that was a roll up from the pelvis up. This time we're going to have a roll up from the head towards the feet. So I'm going to extend my legs and all of that imprinting, except we're going that way instead of up. Okay, so I'm going to start with my hands above my chest, shoulder blades are down, ribs are stitched. Now imagine that you're holding onto an egg under your chin. So you're holding onto it, your neck is engaged, but now we're going to lift our head and our shoulders and we're going to stitch our ribs together in order to do that. Someone used to say, well, you lift your head by using your neck muscles. You're using your neck muscles. Yes, but not really. Okay, so your head is engaged, your neck is engaged. Stitch your ribs and exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. You're looking toward your toes. My arms are extended. My chest is open because this wants to happen. We want to keep the chest open. Now I'm looking at my toes. I'm going to lift up and all the way up. Now, I have to admit, the first time I did this was over a month into my Pilates training. Okay, so rolling up is a difficult thing. So I'm going to show you some modifications. But since we're here, you can start upright and then roll down. So I'm going to, again, tilt my pubic bone up towards my rib cage, bring it down. Notice this is nice and loosey-goosey. Then I'm going to press my waistband down, ribs down, shoulder blades down, head down. All right, so that is a full roll up and a full roll down. I'm going to show you some modifications of the roll up. The big thing is we don't want to yank in order to come up. You saw how slowly I went. That's what we want. Slow and controlled. You're in control. You're not using momentum. So chest is open, ribs are down. This is the first modification. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. And we're going to hold it. So all of this is engaged here. My low belly is engaged, keeping my legs planted. My rectus abdominus, imagine the six-pack muscles, are keeping my head and shoulders up. My navel's to my spine. Hold it here, inhale, and then bring it back down. Notice it was not just my head, my shoulders came up as well. And so that was my abdominal muscles doing that. If I just lifted my head up, see the difference? My head's up, I'm using my neck only. And what we want to do is use, yes, your neck, but mostly your core, okay? So we're going to do that one more time, that first modification. Inhale here. Shoulder blades are down and back. You're holding on to an egg under your chin. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up and hold it there. Notice my arms are very relaxed. So this is actually counterbalance. If my arms were here, it would be much harder. So I'm going to have my hands here. Ribs are stitched, navel's to the spine, feet are planted, and then roll back down. So it doesn't matter how high you roll up. What matters is that you're in control of that roll up. Okay, so now I'm going to go harder. I'm going to roll up to my ribs coming up a little bit. So inhale here, holding on to that egg under your chin, head and shoulders come up, and then I'm going to roll up. So notice I'm up here a little bit, holding it, scooping the belly right here, and exhale, roll on down, ribs down, shoulder blades down, and head down. We're going to do that again. Much harder. It's exponentially harder, not just a little harder. It's quite a lot harder. So inhale here, hold on to that egg under your chin, then exhale, lift your head and shoulders up, and then roll up a little higher. Keep the scoop in the belly. Inhale here, exhale, and roll on down. All right. So again, the height doesn't matter as much as the control. So if you need to go to just lifting your head and shoulders, it's still working hard. So now we're going to go up all the way, and then we're going to add on to that in just a second. So inhale here, hold on to that egg under your chin. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up, look at your toes. Then your ribs come up and all the way up. Inhale here. Exhale, roll on down, scoop the belly. Sacrum goes down, waistband, ribs, shoulders, and head. So I'm going to add a little stretch at the top. When I get up, I'm going to reach for my toes. So I'm getting a spine stretch, I'm getting a hamstring stretch. Inhale here, egg under the chin. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Look at your toes. Come on up. And once you're here, if you can, reach over your toes and roll on up to a sitting position. Scoop the belly. Scoopy's here. Ribs are stitched. Keep looking ahead and roll on down. Okay, so say you can get up. You can get your whole body up, but you want it a little harder. This is where we're going to add some lower body stuff with the upper body stuff. So this time I'm going to roll up and lift one leg at a time. So it's called a teaser in Pilates. It's called a teaser, but it's one-legged instead of both legs. So ribs are down, egg under your chin, inhale here, exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. And as I come up, I'm going to lift one leg, and now my arms and legs are parallel to each other. So I'm lifting my leg with my transverse abdominus, my low abs. Inhale here, exhale, roll down. Nice and slow, both arms, both upper body and the leg. Inhale here, egg under the chin, lift your head and shoulders up. As you come up, lift your other leg up. Arms and legs are parallel. Inhale here, exhale, roll on down. And as you get more fatigued, those shoulders may want to come forward. Your head may want to be the main mover and shaker, but we want to keep it right here, okay? So we're going to do two more like that. Inhale here, egg under the chin, exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. And then as you come up, lift a leg. And if you can make it that slow, go for it, because it is difficult. And we're going to roll on down. And up. One more time like that. Inhale here. Egg under the chin, lift the head and shoulders up, lift the other leg up. Notice at this point my back is straight, and then I'm going to scoop and roll on down. Okay, so we are going to have a nice little stretch. I'm going to grab my ball again, because we worked this pretty hard, so now I want to stretch it out. But I can't do a back bend. My shoulders are janked up, so I really can't. So I'm going to stretch out my abdominal area. So I'm going to bend my legs so my feet are flat on the floor, lift my hips up, and put the ball under my tailbone. Okay, so this first part is stretching out your hip flexors, those little muscles that attach your legs to your body. So my feet are about the width of my mat. I'm going to extend my legs. The straighter your legs are, the more intense. So if it's too intense, bend your knees and just let your knees flop open. Okay? And notice my feet are just really relaxed. So we're starting to stretch out our lower abdominals and our hip flexors. Now, some of you may be more flexible than me. I'm definitely not the most flexible person in the universe. Recently, I've had to make it more intense because one of my clients is very, very flexible. So this, she'd feel nothing, absolutely nothing. So actually, I put a couple of yoga blocks or even a small stool underneath. So her hips were like here. And then she felt the stretch. So if you're hyper flexible, if you're super flexible, you may want to get either a bigger ball or put a small stool under it. Now, I do recommend that you keep a squishy ball. All right, so I'm going to bend my knees, roll it down so that the ball is just opposite of my belly button. And again, straightening out my legs. If it's too intense, because this is like Grand Central Station in your spine. A whole bunch of muscles come from the front of the body, from the upper body, from your legs, from your butt, from your upper back. A whole lot of stuff ends up attaching right where my ball is right now, right across from your belly button. And now I'm going to roll. I'm not going to do the whole spine, just that from the sternum down to my pubic bone. Stretch it out. So now my ribs are really opening up. We kept that tight the whole time. We kept it stitched. So now I'm just letting my ribs open up. Just a reminder, if that is too intense, let air out of the ball. And but if you need more of a stretch, put more air into the ball, or put something, maybe even that throw pillow, something like that, a couch cushion, just to get, if you need that more flexibility, if you're very, very flexible. All right. So now I'm going to come on up. Whew. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.